Hello and welcome back to HubTech Cars. Today I'm going to be doing a little bit of a mini documentary on the Toyota Curren. I hope you enjoy it. So you might ask, what? A Toyota Curren? I've never heard of this car. Don't be shocked because many people have not heard of it either. It is the quintessential forgotten JDM icon, or the JDM car that never reached the potential it could have. The Toyota Curren was a sleek coupe that was based on the 6th generation Celica but had some unique features and styling. The Curren was introduced in 1994 as a more luxurious and refined alternative to the Celica, which was aimed at younger and sportier buyers. The Curren shared the same platform and engines as the Celica, but it had a different body, interior and design. The Curren had a more elegant and smooth appearance with a longer lower nose, slimmer headlights and a chrome grille. The rear end was also different with a more rounded shape and a single piece taillight. The Curren also had a retractable antenna and a rear spoiler as standard. The interior of the Curren was also a bit more upscale than that of the Celica, with higher quality materials and more gadgets. The Toyota Curren came with 3 different engine options. The first was a 1.8 litre petrol engine that was the 4S FE, and it produced only 123 horsepower. A 2 litre petrol offering was also available with the 4S FE, producing 135 horsepower. There was another offering as well, which was probably the option that is the most sought after today, which had the 3S GE engine and it produced 177 horsepower. This was the most powerful variant of the engine, available in the Celica and the MR2 at the time. It is also famous for its legendary reliability and modification potential. One of the most interesting features of the Curren was the optional 4-wheel drive system, which was also available on the Celica GT4. This system allowed the rear wheels to turn slightly in the same or opposite direction as the front wheels, depending on the speed or the steering angle. This improved the handling and stability of the car, especially at high speeds and in tight corners. The 4-wheel steering system was controlled by a computer and a hydraulic pump, which could be turned on or off by a switch on the dash. The Curren was sold exclusively in Japan and was never exported to other markets. It did make its way to many other countries as grey imports, and in Ireland and the UK, while very rare, this car is available. So what made the Curren so special and different from the Celica? Let's take a look at some of the closer details and the facts that you may not know about this car. The name Curren comes from the word current, which means the flow of water or electricity. This was meant to reflect the Curren's smooth and dynamic design, as well as its technological features. The Curren was only sold at Vista dealerships in Japan. These were a separate network from the Toyota Corolla and Toyota Nets dealerships that sold the Celica. These Toyota Vista dealerships were created to offer more premium and more exclusive models such as the Toyota Camry, the Wyndham and the Aristo. The Curren had a different front bumper and hood from the Celica, which also gave it a lower drag coefficient. The Curren also had a lower curb weight. The Curren had a different suspension setup from the Celica, which was tuned for more comfort and more stability. The Curren had softer springs and dampers and a thicker anti-roll bar at the front. The Curren also had larger brakes and tyres, which improved its stopping power and grip. The Curren had a different exhaust system from the Celica, which gave it a quieter and smoother sound. It also had a different intake manifold and throttle body, which increased its torque and responsiveness. The Curren had a different colour palette from the Celica, which included some exclusive shades such as Super White 2, Super Red 4, Dark Green Mica and Dark Blue Mica. The Curren also had some unique interior colour options such as grey, beige and blue. The Curren had some optional features that were not available on the Celica, such as a sunroof, a CD changer, a navigation system and a rear wiper. The Curren also had some standard features that were optional on the Celica, such as power windows, power mirrors, power steering and air conditioning. So as you can see, the Curren was more than just a rebadged Celica. It was a car that had its own identity and personality, and it offered a completely different driving experience. The Curren was a car that had a lot of potential, but sadly it never got a chance to shine. The Curren was discontinued in 1994 after only 4 years of production. The Curren was not a very popular nor a successful car, as it faced stiff competition from other Japanese coupes such as the Honda Prelude, the Nissan Silvia and the Mitsubishi Eclipse. The Curren was also totally overshadowed by the Celica, which had a more established reputation and an even more loyal fan base. The Curren was a niche car that appealed to a small segment of buyers who wanted a more refined and luxurious version of the Celica. The Curren is now a rare and very obscure car, even in Japan. It is hard to find a Curren in good condition, and many of them be modified, damaged or scrapped. The Curren is a car that deserves far more recognition and appreciation, in my opinion. It was a stylish and sophisticated coupe that had some really advanced and innovative features for its time. The Curren was a car that tried to be different from the Celica, but just ended up being forgotten by most people. The Curren is the Celica's lost JDM cousin. So, in my opinion, where did it all go wrong? And I think you can point to that Toyota's sports lineup in the 90s was already so congested. You had some classics there like the MR2, the Supra, and of course the Celica. And that's just from Toyota's lineup. Not to mention the Silvia from Nissan and the Honda Prelude. If you're in the market for a sports coupe with some mod cons and comfortable options, people are just going to go for the Silvia or the Prelude. Why take a gamble on a totally new car in a new lineup? And if you're gearing towards a car that you want a bit of comfort in and some cool modern electronics, I think people of the time would have been just steered towards buying a Camry. I can't help but wonder what would have happened had the Curren been a bit more successful. I would have loved to see what Toyota would have done to this car in the VVTi era. And in a sense, you can see so much inspiration drawn on the Gen 7 Celica from the Toyota Curren, in the sense that the Gen 7 Celica was a compromise of comfort versus sport. The Curren is so rare today, even trying to get footage of the car driving for this documentary was quite difficult. The Curren deserves to be remembered though, and it's an important part of Toyota's automotive history, and it deserves not to be forgotten. So that is it today. I really hope you enjoyed this little documentary. And if you own a Curren, please do like and comment into the comments and let us know how you found the car. Thanks for watching. Take care. Goodbye.